So today we are going to be talking about or learning about Ayata, and we are going to learn how to sign up for Ayata today. And you will also get we'll also be acquiring basic knowledge about the Ayata as well as the GDS and how to actually get success. So a bit, those are just some of the stuff we are going to be doing today. So without much ado, I will be going straight to the section now so that we can start in earnest. And you are advised to listen with the very best of attention and to listen also with keen interest because today's section is sure gonna be an amazing one. Now, when we talk about Ayata, Ayata has always been a major challenge or problem to most people, especially people around the traveling space. It's worthy of note that if you actually run a traveling business, you don't have a Ayata license, people don't get to take you to be very serious. Yeah, that's correct. So people don't appreciate your service without the Ayata. But the truth around it is Ayata is not actually a criterion for you to actually get success. With or without Ayata, you can still do business and do business so well. Okay, now great now. So when it comes to the traveling space, Ayata is actually a core requirement. And apparently, so it's obvious to know that if you don't have the Ayata registration, nobody's gonna take you serious, especially when you're dealing in the traveling space. But the good news is not minding the cost implication, we all are going to learn how to get our own IATA certification today. And you will also learn how to do same for clients and other traveling agencies. Because if you want to actually employ the service of a facilitator to actually help you with IATA registration, the facilitator fee we charge at Trustify is $2,000. So if you want us to help you out with your own IATA registration, you pay us $2,000 as service fee. But today you're going to learn how to do all of that for free. And I also want to advise that at the end of today's section, let's take the step on commencing on getting our own Ayata. Let's try to see how where we can get Ayata for ourselves. And let's also add that to our service niche and see how where we can help other traveling agencies also get the Ayata certification. Because the truth is, getting or registering for Ayata, there is absolutely no fee to that. Ayata registration is no fee. Now, what is actually expected or what makes the application look so difficult to ascertain is just people placing phobia on other people just to discourage people from getting the license because there are so much benefit that comes with the license. So a few of the persons who actually have this license, we know want other people to have them. And that is why by statistics, if you get to ask people who are wanting to get IATA, the first clause is to tell you it's very expensive to get, whereas it's not expensive. You're not paying any fee to IATA. You're not doing any no fee payment, only requirement. So once you're able to get the IATA requirements, you can easily register IATA all by yourself from your mobile device, from your PC, your desktop. You can you can do that so explicitly without any challenge. So I today's show gonna be an amazing one. So we are advised to listen with all keen interest, pay the very best of attention, so that you catch every grasp of knowledge or information you need. And when we go over the practical section where we are going to see how to register for IATA, someone in the section is going to help us with that using under my own guidance to see that it's easy peasy. It's truly easy peasy. So let's go over the section now. So what we'll be learning today is we are going to be learning about IATA and how you can democratize travels. Yeah. Now, when we talk about democratized travels, is just a way of you bringing some disruptive technology that will make travel so accessible. Yeah. Because over time, the embargo that comes with not having IATA, the limitations, especially somewhere in Nigeria. If you're not having IATA, there are so many things you can do, right? Although ignorantly, those embargoes were set by IATA holders or licensors or licensed IATA persons just to prevent other people from coming on board. So in doing that now, they place so much embargoes, they place so much restrictions, and on daily basis, they are raising the bar to see that people don't come into that space. So, but the good news is everyone here is going to get their own IATA license all by themselves. If you so will or you're so interested in getting, you can do that all by yourself. So you don't need any special form of guidance after today's section. So we are getting started now. So let's talk about IATA. Now, after talking about the IATA, we look at the functions, right? Then we'll now look at how to democratize travels. Then we look at the tiers of registration, the tiers of license for the IATA. Now, then we go further to see how well we can get started, right? What we need to do and all we need to know to actually get started. So I will be setting up my screen now so that we can just go straight to the class. Thanks. First, what is IATA? Let's get to know what IATA means so that we can actually have a detailed idea about what IATA is all about and everything that comes with it. So, as an interlude to commencement, we are going to be looking at introduction to IATA. So, when we talked about IATA, IATA simply stands for International Air Transport Association. That's the acronym for IATA, International Air Transport Association. Now, IATA is actually a global trade organization representing airlines. Now, let me get to say this. IATA are not the overall body. There is a body greater than IATA. Yeah. But the reason why that body, to some extent, are usually not mentioned in most cases is because they actually don't intercept with agencies. They don't intercept with airlines. They don't intercept with people rendering services related to air travels. The reason why they are majorly not mentioned is because they deal solely with IATA alone. And that body is called the ICAO, spelled the ICAO, ICAO. So they are actually the overall ruling body. So as long as travels is concerned, be it air travels, be it land travels, be it water travels, the ICAO is a general global body spearheading all of the activities, right? But as a subsection of the ICAO is where we have the IATA. So one thing you should know is IATA is just an organization, just like the labor union in Nigeria, the Labor Congress, right, that regulate activities of civil servants working in the country in Nigeria. So that is just what IATA is all about, right? So what IATA does basically is just a global trade organization representing airlines, right? So it's a kind of a union for airlines, right? And because it's a union, IATA sets the pace, IATA calls the shots, and IATA decides what will happen in the airline space or in the air travel space. So they are actually a force to reckon with. They are one organization that every travel agency who actually wants to take services beyond borders will actually want to go take their license. But note, not having IATA license is not a limitation. Not having a IATA license will not debar you. Not having a IATA license does not mean you will not be able to function effectively. The only place where IATA license is of pronounced importance is when it actually comes to air travels, services related to airlines, also related to cargo. Those are the areas where you'll be needing IATA. But when it comes to visa services, consulting, studies abroad, and all of those similar services that comes with it, you to some extent don't need IATA. But as long as you actually want to play in the air travel space where you want to sell flight tickets, you want to sell hotels, you want to sell airport pickups, sort of car transfer services, you want to sell train services globally, you want to sell cargo globally, you choose every extent need IATA. So IATA stands for International Air Transport Association. And I did say it's a global trade organization representing airlines. It was founded in 1945, so it's actually an historic date to remember. And it was founded in Havana, in Cuba. So Cuba was actually where the first International Air Transport Association trade organization was founded in the year 1945. And currently it represents around 300 airlines. So can you see there are certain airlines that are not part of the IATA program. So the fact that you're into the ticketing space does not actually mean you need IATA. Let me give you a general instance. Let me use Nigeria as a case study. For some of us, you know Arik Air. Is that correct? Okay, unmute. I just want a few persons to talk. Nigerians, if okay, a few Nigerians. How many of us know airlines like Aero Contractors? Aero Contractors, if you know, can you just say yes or something?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes.
It's
It's
great.
uploaded
So
sometimes.
okay, awesome. So Aero Contractors, Overland, Arik Air, Dana Air, they are not part of the IATA program. Can you see that now? So in as much as they want to sell services, that does not actually debar them from taking, or that doesn't actually mean they must take IATA to sell. You can decide not to be part of the IATA program. But not being part of the IATA program limits them to only sell local air flights or local fares. That's why you can't board aero contractors to London. You can actually board Arik Air to the United States of America. You can't go to board Dana, you can actually use overland to actually go to Frankfurt in Germany. Do you see that now? So the fact that they were not part of the IATA program actually places some embargo or limits them to certain jurisdiction, right? So currently there are 300 airlines on the IATA program, and that makes 83% of the world air traffic. Do you see that now? So IATA has 83% of the total world air traffic. And when it comes to IATA, the roles IATA plays are just inestimable. You can actually talk them less because IATA plays the roles of regulating. And when we talk about regulating, they regulate airfares, they regulate fare rules, they regulate policies that binds airlines. Now, let me get to say this. Once you take IATA license, you will be placed under IATA regulation. So IATA decides the fare, not you. Now, thanks to the likes of Oyema in Nigeria, who actually got airpiece. So the fact that you could actually get your own airpiece is part of the IATA program. That's why they sell international travels. So the fact that you own the airline does not mean you decide the fare. IATA does. So IATA actually adopt a system that is known as fare manufacturing. So IATAs are the manufacturers of the fares. So for every participating airlines in the world who are part of the IATA program, everyone gets to sell IATA rates. So that makes it sad. That makes it highly competitive because IATA places the benchmark. So, for instance, now if Lagos to Frankfurt, IATA might decide to sell it $400. Then everybody goes ahead to now start selling at their own rate by adding markup to it. Do you see that now? So that is why you find out to a particular destination, just like we saw yesterday. Egypt Air got a fare, Royal Air Maroc got theirs, Ethiopian got theirs. Name it. Turkish have their own fare, KLM are having their own fare. Everybody keeps having their own fare. Do you understand that now? But all of those persons got the fare from the manufacturer, who is IATA. So what IATA does is IATA oversees the rules of regulating, standardizing, and facilitating safety, also see to efficient running of activities. Okay, now let's get to see something. Is it not so interesting to know that if you decide to buy flight ticket for next year May, it's available. The date is available, the time is available, and the airline to be used is also available. Isn't that so amazing? The reason is because there is a body that has set the pace for the smooth running or the smooth operation of all of these activities. You can even buy tickets in 6 months' time, 6 months away. No, 6 months is the future, is uncertain, it's bleak. No one can actually tell what the outcome will look like. But there is a laid down fair timetable regulating all of the airlines. Now, the reason why all of those things work so smoothly or is working so efficiently is because IATA is actually up there regulating these activities. So that's just a bit about IATA. Let's look at the mission. I'll be very brief so that we can get into practicals. One of the core mission of IATA is safety. So IATA sees or help to promote safe and secure air travel globally. Do you see that now? IATA oversees that. So it ensures that lives of passengers, their properties, their baggages, their luggages, everything is safe. Do you see that now? So IATA is there to ensure that the air travel space globally is a safe path. Is a safe path. They get to see that. Now, simplifying process. Yeah, IATA develops standardized systems to ensure efficiency. Right. So if not for IATA, now there would have been so many missing flights. Most flights would not be able to set up their timetable for the next 6 months, their fare table. But because IATA is there, and the pricing would have been so high, there would have not been any form of competition, right? Then one particular airline would have just go build capacity and develop monopoly system where they will only be the only airline selling. So IATA has actually simplified all of those processes by putting a standard in place to ensure efficiency and smooth running of operations by giving all of its participating airlines the same rates. So now, but when we talk about airlines, don't forget, not just airlines, you mustn't have airlines who hold IATA license. For instance, Trafify is holding a global license. We'll talk about the types of license. So it simply means that both the airline and us get the same rate. And that's why invariably you find out that OTA sells cheaper than airlines. Airlines are to some extent highly expensive. The reason is because when airlines get the same rate as OTA, when we say OTA, OTA means the traveling agent who is holding the license and who can issue flight tickets. What happens is airlines have more cost to incur because they are going to fuel their plane, they are going to pay their staffs, air hostess, the pilots, everything that makes for the smooth running of their business. They are going to put all of that. So they get to factor the prices into that fare. Do you see that now? So if IATA gives, let's say, Lagos to Frankfurt, maybe $300, airline might sell $600 because they have so many costs to incur. And that's why you find out that the prices between airlines varies. And when you go to OTA platforms like online flight booking centers or websites, you find that they are way cheaper than the airline. Now, what raises the question is why? Now, the reason is because airlines have more costs to incur than traveling agents who can issue tickets or who can consolidate. So issuing of tickets also known as ticket consolidation. So that actually invariably sets the price difference. So OTAs get to sell cheaply, while some airlines sell at a very high rate. Some sell cheaper. But knowing still getting to know now that they all got the same rate, both the OTA, the meta search engine. Now, when we talk about meta search rate and meta search operators, now OTA are, for instance, Kuzang Fly, that is an OTA. OTA are, for instance, navsglobal.com, that is an OTA. Tomobokfly.com, that is an OTA. Flyairtrides.com, that is an OTA. askies.com, that is an OTA, right? But now we now have meta search and operators. So meta search operators are people who don't issue tickets. They only collate available flights and direct you back to the airline website or direct you to a third party website to book. So those are meta search operators. But for OTAs, you get to visit their platforms. For instance, askies.com. You visit, search, book, pay, get the tickets issued in Askies business name. So those are OTAs. So now both the OTA, both the meta search, both the airlines, everybody got it at the same rate. But individual, everybody goes back to start selling at different rates. Remember, I did say that IATA sets the pace, they decide the fare, they set the benchmark for operations. So they are the fare manufacturers. Don't forget that. So IATA manufacture the fares. They are the ones who peg the rate for the fare. And whatever rate IATA gives, that must be the rate. So everybody's getting it at that same rate. Then everybody goes back to start selling at their own rate, adding markup to their own systems, putting markup, and the rate of the ticket goes overboard. Some selling cheaply, some selling higher, and all of that raises raising concern. Now the next is advocacy. IATA represents the airline industry interests, yeah, especially when it comes to global policy and regulatory discussions. If an airline runs into trouble, for instance, there is a current rift between an Airpeace Nigeria brand with the British Airways and the Virgin Atlantic. The reason is Airpeace claims that from the rift that they shouldn't just be given just the Gatwick airport. They should be able to also use Heathrow. They should be able to go to Manchester as well. Just the same way the Virgin, the British and Airways actually uses our Lagos airport, uses the Abuja airport. And I could still remember the Minister for Aviation for Nigeria raising some stand for them, the person of the Honorable Minister Keyamo, I guess. So now you can actually get to see all of these things. So IATA will also put in for their members. So when airlines, when the OTA, when meta search engine and operators or license holders run into trouble, the person who's standing for them is the IATA. There are so many benefits that comes with getting the IATA license. One among those benefits is the BSP plan. So we are going to talk about that because of time so that we can actually get to do lots of practicals today. And since today marks our section, so that we'll have ample time to ask all of our questions, right? So now sustainability. The reason why the air travel space is still running is because there's IATA there. If we take IATA, most businesses will crash, most checks will not be there, and the efficiency and effective running of the air travel space will meet so much disruptive effects that might actually impound on the services of most airlines. So, but all thanks to IATA, who has not failed us, will keep staying there to ensure that we run so effectively. So that's just a bit about the roles performed or the roles the IATA as a body plays. Okay, let's get to see other things about the IATA that will further catch our attention. Now, we've looked at standardization and regulation. So IATA says standard, I've said that. IATA Operational Safety Audit, that is the IOSA program. And it's worthy of note that the IATA Bible is also available, so which I believe that at the end of today's section, for some who don't have, will be given, but those who don't have, maybe you don't request anymore. So there is an IATA Bible. So that will be given to you at the end of today's section for some of our new participants, so as to enable you to go through and have a well in-depth knowledge about the IATA. So there's something called the safety audit. So let me get to tell you something about IATA. IATA has a program that is called the BSP. It's called the Bill Settlement Plan. Now, what the BSP means is airlines can actually issue tickets without paying IATA. OTAs can actually issue tickets without even remitting the funds to IATA. Metasearch operators too can sell without remitting the funds to Ayata. So that is actually what it's called the BSP. So, but how do Ayata put all of these things to check? Is via what is known as the Ayata Operational Safety Audit. So they got a system in place where they get to audit the performance of each of its members. They get to check your account. How well are you doing? If you're not doing well, Ayata will retrieve their license. Sure. The fact that you have Ayata does not mean you have autonomy. That's why most persons who take the Ayata license and are not operational are always under tension because Ayata comes at with a membership fee, a monthly membership fee which you must pay, and there is a threshold to sales you must make. If you don't get to reach that threshold, Ayata will give you what is known as ADM. So you'll be asked to pay ADM. So ADM is just like a penalty fee for not getting to reach that threshold. And whatever Ayata license you are holding, there is a threshold to sales you must make. That's why I find that most persons with the IATA license are always under duress because at the end of the month, the operational month, if you don't meet certain threshold to revenue or to total sales, IATA gets to give you ADM which you must pay to them. So an IATA over the time, every 2 years, get to audit its members' accounts. So you have to get your bank statement and send it back to IATA to audit. So if IATA get find out you're not doing well so financially, they might be forced to revoke the license, to revoke rather, not revoke, to revoke the license, and you stop being their member. So it's actually a crucial one. It's something you don't just jump into. It's something you actually will do with the very best of your shot. Now, second, now IATA gives its members the BSP privilege. It's called the Billing and Settlement Plan. So what this actually means is it actually gives travel agents as well as airlines the capacity to issue tickets without paying. Do you see that now? Now, it's so interesting to know that every time someone buys tickets from you as an IATA licensor, IATA will issue the tickets without you paying. But for you to qualify for this, you have to hold a certain threshold with IATA. You need to have some security deposit with IATA. So you don't have to keep funding your balance every now and then. But that is only if you are holding a standard license or the global license. But if you are holding the TIDS or you are holding the IATA Easy Pay, which is usually called the IATA Go Light, you don't need to have a holding balance. But for you to enjoy the billing and settlement plan, the BSP, you need to hold that balance. Do you see that now? So with the balance, and the balance is 20 million Nigerian naira. Mhm. That should be if you want to operate the BSP plan. But in the case where you don't want to use the BSP, all you need at the time is you don't need to hold any balance with Ayata. We'll get to that. So you'll be holding something called the Ayata Easy Pay card. So once you have the Aita Easy Pay card, you can fund your card and use it to issue tickets anytime, any day, without holding any balance with the IATA. We'll still get to look at that. So one of the advantages that comes with the IATA standard and global license, as part of the license and licensing phases or tiers, is when you are on a standard or global license, you can issue ticket on credit. Now, when I mean credit, you don't have to pay. For instance, even if you have exhausted your holding capacity with IATA, which is 20 million Nigerian naira, by the time you have exhausted, guess what? IATA will not force you to pay them immediately. They'll still be issuing tickets, but this time you'll be on credit. So by the time you hold a certain amount and you can't remit it back to IATA, IATA is going to send their legal team against you, and most likely the person will be arrested. And sometimes 2 years back, a popular brand in Nigeria was actually arrested, but let's not mention names. Now, the reason why they were arrested is simply because they actually exhausted their BSP credit. Now, they keep issuing tickets without paying, and they now ran into several debts with Ayata, and Ayata needed to lock them up for about 3 days before they remitted the money back to Ayata. So these are some of the benefits that comes with it. Imagine for every time your client pays you, you keep the funds, you issue tickets, you can even spend the funds if you so will. Ayata will give you the ticket on credit. But that is only when you're on the BSP plan. Now, the next is global distribution and airline codes. Ayata actually took the pain to make it practically easy for everyone, all the cities in the world. Ayata assigned a code to them. It is usually called the unique airline codes and the airport codes. Can you see how amazing Ayata is? So now all the airlines, participating members who are their members, they gave each airline a code. And beyond that, also now, they now gave a code to all of the airports, international airports in the world. For instance, it's a popular belief you get to see when someone is going to Heathrow, Heathrow is LHR. Ayata sets that code. It's usually 3 digits. Lagos, Nigeria is LOS. Abuja is ABV. Do you see that now? That's Abuja. When you are going to Istanbul, it's IST. For someone who actually wants to go to maybe Gatwick, Gatwick is LGW. Do you see that now? So Ayata gave every airport in the world a code. You can imagine how tactful it will be, how the different cities in the world where airports are being mentioned. Ayata gave them a code. But note, not every airport are still part of the Ayata program. For instance, let's use Nigeria as a case study. Some newly developed airports are not part of the Ayata program. For instance, Akure, the newly developed airport in Akure is not part of the Ayata program. The newly developed airport in Anambra is not part of the Ayata program. The newly developed airport in Akwa Ibom in Uyo is not part of the Ayata program. And that's more reason why when you search for those cities, you won't be able to find them. Because these are newly built airports, most likely the registration and approval has not been completed. So if you go now to search for AKV, you might not see Akure there. Do you see that now? So these are just some of the. So Ayata sets the global unique code for both airports and airlines, including airlines. Emirates Air is EK. Airlines are given 2 digit code. British Airways is BA. Egypt Air is MS. So somebody can just say, can you just get me flight ticket lost to LHR going through using MS? So you're like, what are you saying? MS, what is MS? MS is Egypt Air. Or someone say using BA. BA is British Airways. Or someone says using EK. Like, what is EK? EK is Emirates. Do you understand that now? But the good news is you don't have to take all of those things upstairs, especially when we have Google. So if somebody say MS, you can just type which airline is MS or what airline is MS. Then Google tell you it's Egypt Air. They'll see how cheap it is thanks to technology. If someone says, for instance, someone says is going from ABV to ABJ. Ideally, ABJ to Nigerians looks like Abuja. Is that correct? But that's Abidjan. They say that. So this person is going to Ivory Coast, is going to Cote d'Ivoire. So he says ABJ. ABJ is ABV. Sorry, ABJ is Abidjan rather. Abuja is ABV, which is Abuja. So Ayata set all of these things. Now, furthermore, also now passenger and cargo services. Every time you buy tickets, you get an e-ticket or an e-flight ticket. Ayata did all of that. And that is the more reason why when you buy a ticket from A Skies, maybe you buy a ticket for United Airlines from A Skies. When A Skies give you your e-ticket, when you go to United Airlines to check the validity of that ticket, we did that earlier in this section, not today, but I think 2 days ago. When you go to check the validity of that ticket on United Airlines, you find out that the details of the passenger is being captured on United Airlines, whereas you bought that ticket from, let's say, NAVS Global. You never got to buy it from United Airlines. You bought United Airlines flight, let's say for Lagos to maybe Ontario, or yeah, let's say Ontario or San Francisco or San Diego in the United States here. So you bought a ticket from Los to San Diego on Fly Earthrise websites or at Pink Up Travels, right? You never got to buy it from the United Airlines. But the moment the ticket is issued, you can take that ticket from A Skies, from Navs Global, from Penx Travel, or go straight to United Airlines and check the validity, and the details of the passenger will be displayed. How possible is that? Because of IATA. Because IATAs are the ones who set the PNR. And the last time we talked about when we were doing a brief on the ticketing class, we say PNR stands for passenger name record. Do you see that now? So IATA does all of those things. Now, furthermore, IATA also do what is known as advocacy and representation. Just like I said, IATA represent the interests of airlines globally. You get that now. And they also try to work, they also try to assist by lobbying around government and international bodies to shape favorable policies, regulations, and taxation systems that will benefit the aviation industry as well as the travelers. I had to do all of these things. Otherwise, the rate for certain fares would have been too much. How come for every time you buy ticket, if you get to check, you find that maybe a ticket is Laos to San Diego, for instance, one pass, let's say it's $2,000. You find that the true cost of the ticket was $800. Why $900 was tax? Then the other part was used for the aviation fuel, and the other part also was also used for biogas or the biofuel. Why all those things? If IATA was not there, that the VAT that passengers will be paying for every ticket would have been so massive, so high that most persons will not be able to afford the air travel space for their mobility or transportation. But all thanks to IATA, who represents the interests of the airlines, the interests of its members travel agents, the interests of its members metasearch operators globally by lobbying around government and international bodies to shape favorable policies, regulations, and taxation systems, especially taxation systems that will benefit both the aviation industry as well as travelers that explore the air route. Now, the next is training and certification, correct. IATA also offers training program to build industry experts in areas like safety, airport operations, travel management, helicopter landing officers, to mention but a few. And these certifications are recognized globally and enhance the skill of professionals working in aviation. As a matter of importance, it's so worthy to know that if you actually need a well-recognized certification with which you can use at the global space, first, you will need to take courses and classes from a facilitator. And it's so interesting to know that I am also an IATA facilitator because several years down the line, I took so many courses, I sat for so many exams, and I'm certified as an instructor. So when you get, IATA also organize trainings that will teach you, that will make you get to learn the ropes and rudiments of the traveling space. So, and in that case now, your service as a traveling professional or someone in the air travel will be fully developed, will be fully developed. You get that now. So let's look at some common terminologies used in the IATA. So even if you intend to take IATA exams after this section, and it's only of note for if you want to take IATA exams, you can. We can still help you achieve that. So some of the IATA key programs, let me explain. One of the popular IATA key programs is the GDS. Some of us must have heard about GDS, ZDS, ZDS. Yeah, GDS stands for Global Distribution System. Now, who are GDS owners? GDS owners or GDS operators or GDS service providers are people who are holding either the standard or the global IATA license and in the same vein democratize travels by empowering traveling agencies to sell flight tickets and have them issue them on their behalf. And one example of GDS is Amadeus. Some of us must have heard about Amadeus. Some of us must have heard about Seba. Some must have heard about Galileo. Some must have heard about Polo and WhatSpand. But these are GDS providers. So they are companies. Amadeus is a company who actually is holding an IATA global license. And because they're holding the global license, they now intend to democratize. No, they now intend to retail travels. I'll come to democratizing and retailing travels. So what retailing travels means is they buy the fares from IATA. Now, when they buy the fares from IATA, they now go ahead to add their own markup. Now, when they add their own markup, they now sell to traveling agencies who are holding their license. As a matter of fact, if you need Galileo, if you need a Galileo GDS, you have to pay. You need Amadeus, you have to pay. You need WhatsApp, you have to pay. But the limitations that comes with GDS providers are as follows. You won't be able to issue tickets in your own business name. You will issue tickets in the name of the consolidator. So that still, give your business a better standpoint. Now, secondly, with a GDS service, you won't be able to add your own price manually. So it's whatever rate the GDS service provider gives is what you take. And in most cases, GDS are so expensive, then at the end of the month, they give you 3% commission if you are using a GDS service. And you still need an IATA licensor to issue the ticket for you, because you can only use your GDS to check, then send it to an IATA licensor who will now want to who will now issue the ticket on your behalf. So in this case, the rate of the fares are so expensive. The fares are so expensive. Secondly, you can't add your markup. Thirdly, you need the service of an IATA licensor or consolidator to issue the ticket for you. And fourthly, GDS are offline. Do you see that now? In the case of GDS, you only install GDS on your PC, on your laptop, on your desktop. So users cannot check for fares on their own. For every time they need to know the cost of a particular fare, let's say lost to DSB, for instance, they will have to send the itinerary to you or contact you or call you. And by the time they do, you are going to check manually on your computer because nobody can have access to your laptop. Then you send them the fare. And note, the licensor or the consolidator who will issue the ticket for you will still add their own markup. So all of those things makes the use of GDS so difficult, brings so much limitations and so expensive. Now, that is about the GDS. Now, for some of us who are using the white label, what you are using is the NDC. So you're not using GDS. We're not GDS providers. We are NDC. And NDC stands for New Distribution Capability. Now, I'll get to tell you now. Now, what the NDC means is when GDS was not working anymore, there were so much issues with GDS. Most licenses were revoked. And in the case of GDS, there is a monthly fee you have to pay to the GDS service provider. And from the last I know, sometimes you pay to the tune of $200. And you can easily get ADM. You can easily get some fee penalty and your account will be blocked or locked, so you won't be able to gain access. And outside all of that, but now when IATA got to find out that, okay, how best can we make this thing work? IATA introduced a service known as the NDC. So the NDC stands for the New Distribution Capability. So what this does is they are the mediators between airlines and the traveling agents. And what do? Their sole responsibility is to enhance the way air products are distributed to travelers by creating richer content and more customized travel offers. Do you see that now? So in the case of NDC, NDC empowers its partners to issue the ticket without even having an IATA. And in the case of GDS retails travels, NDC democratizes travels. Now, what democratized travels means is NDC gets to take the fares, give it to the client, let the client decide their markup. That's why you find that among people using the white label, the rate varies. Some are using 15%. They added 15% to their price, and nobody is bothered. Some are 10%, some are 5%. Everybody is now selling at their own rate. Everybody called the shot. So if you want to sell for your friends, you can decide to give them 10% discount because you decide the fare this time. So that is what simply means, why simply gets mean by democratize. So now the power is given to the people. In the case of GDS, it's kind of an oligarchy system. So you can't decide the fare. The best you can get is 3% at the end of the month, and you have to be very faithful not to get ADM. And you can't issue the ticket on your own. You have to send it to a consolidator who have to do that and still charge you for extra fees. Do you see that? No. But when Ayata introduced the new distribution capability, they now gave the power to the agents. So in that case now, you get empowered to decide your own rates. When tickets are being issued, they are issued in your own business name, with or without having Ayata. So that is just what makes the entirety of the system so super. Without Ayata, as long as you are on the NDC plan, which is the white label as it seems, you get to stand a chance to do all of those things easy peasy. And beyond that, also now, the NDC licensors are actually having what is known as LCC. And what LCC means, LCC stands for low cost carriers. So what NDC sells, NDC sells more airlines because there are most airlines who are part of the IATA program under the NDC. There are more of NDC airlines than the GDS airlines. So now they get to say more airlines than the GDS providers. NDC providers sell more, and this time with LCC, which is a low cost carriers. Do you see that now? Now, the next we are looking, not the last actually, is IATA Travel Pass. Now, IATA Travel Pass is just a digital solution developed to assist passengers in managing their travel health credentials, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. But today now, since thanks to God, COVID has gone, then all of these things are not needed anymore. Now, the last is a thematic. Thematic is IATA database that provides airlines and travel agents with information regarding passports, visa, and health requirements. So what the thematic does is, for every time you buy a fare or you have your e-ticket, at the time you are being checked in, you find out that they ask for your passport. Now, what the IATA licensor is doing is it goes to the thematic section of the database, imputes your passport. So once your passport informations are imputed, let's say your passport number, all of your informations will display, and it will now check side by side if the informations entered are correct with the ones you entered as at the time of issuing or buying the ticket. So IATA developed that system to aid its licensors to actually ascertain the validity or the credibility of clients or passengers' information without necessarily being a member of the immigration service. So these are just some of the amazing, awesome, and wonderful benefits that the IATA system brings. So before we delve into practicals, we might not get to take the time to talk so much. Now let's talk about the different levels or the tiers of license. Basically, when it comes to IATA, there are 4 tiers of license, right? Now the first is the IATA TIDS. We give that for free. IATA TIDS is the first phase of the IATA license. So when you want to take the IATA license, the first thing you need that you can get started on is a TIDS. And TIDS stands for Travel Industry Designator Service. So what this does is, it's just a sort of a number or a certificate that contains a number that is given to a traveling agent or to an individual that actually helps them to be recognized or identified globally. Do you see that now? To travel service providers. So when you are holding a TIDS in any part of the world, when people get to check your details on the IATA database, you are there. But the limitations that come with the TIDS is, in the case of the TIDS, you will not be able to issue ticket almost immediately. Those are some of the challenges. So we give the IATA TIDS for free. That has been said. So, but for you to get it, you must have issued a certain threshold. You must have sold certain number of tickets to get the IATA TIDS for free. Tonight, we are going to see how you too can sign up and get one. Now, the next is the IATA Go Light. That is the second tier. Now, the IATA Go Light is a license that enables you to issue your own ticket only on a particular jurisdiction. Now, because when it comes to retail, or when it comes to issuing tickets, we have what is called SOTO and SOTI. I'll get to explain that. We have what is called SOTO and SOTI. Now, SOTO stands for sold outside, ticketed outside. Sold outside, issued outside. I'll give an instance. I'll get to explain that. So when we say SOTO, what SOTO simply means is it's a situation in the airline ticketing process where a flight ticket is both sold and issued outside the country of the journey's origin. Okay, now what it means in simpler terms is the ticket is purchased and issued in one country, but the flight begins in a different country. Do you get this now? Let me explain. For instance, someone wants to travel from Lagos to Dubai, and the consolidator is in the United States. Let's say somewhere in California. So this is SOTO. SOTO sold outside, ticketed outside. It simply means the ticket was sold outside the jurisdiction of the client, outside his geographic location, his nationality. For instance, the client is a Nigerian, but this ticket was issued outside Nigeria. The client is in Nigeria, wants to travel from Nigeria to another country, but the ticket is issued outside Nigeria. Most licensors will not be able to do this if you are holding the IATA Go Light. If you are holding the IATA Go Light, you can't issue tickets outside your geographic location of registration. For instance, if Mr. XYZ Travel and Agency gets the IATA Go Light and they were registered in Nigeria, they can only issue tickets within the jurisdiction of Nigeria or the domain of Nigeria. Ticket outside Nigeria, they can't issue them. They can't issue ticket for Accra to South Africa. They can't issue that. But any ticket that's coming Lagos to London, London to Lagos, that is just one of the disadvantages that comes with the IATA Go Light. And when you're on the Go Light, you get what is known as the IATA Easy Pay card. The IATA Easy Pay card is a kind of a virtual card that you can be funding. For instance, if someone wants to issue ticket Lagos to Dubai, and let's say the ticket is 600,000 Nigerian naira, you can't issue the ticket without taking the money, unless you want to use your own money to issue. So how it works in most cases, is the client have to pay you. So when the client pays you, you now move the funds the client pays you from your bank account to your Easy Pay card. So when the funds enters your Easy Pay card, you will now click issue. Then when you click issue, the ticket will be issued automatically. But first, there must be funds in your Easy Pay card. So that is just some of the challenges that comes with the IATA Easy Pay or the Go Light, which is the tier 2. Now, furthermore, we have the tier 3. The tier 3 is the IATA standard. But before I move to the IATA standard, let me get to say this. When you are holding the Go Light, you can only operate in one location. Do you see that now? You can't operate outside your location. You can't hold that license for multiple branches. What do I mean? For instance, your business is in Lagos, your business is in Abuja, your business is in Port Harcourt, your business is in Ibadan, for instance. If you are holding the Go Light and you registered for your Lagos branch, all tickets will be issued from your Lagos branch. You can't issue tickets from your Abuja branch, from your Port Harcourt branch, from your Calabar branch, from your Ibadan branch. Do you see that now? Because the license you are holding can only work within the location of where you got the license for. So if you're in Ibadan, you got the license for Lagos. All the ticketing sales from Ibadan, Port Harcourt, and all of those branches have to send it back to your Lagos branch to be issued. Those are just the challenges that comes with the Go Light. Now, the third tier is a standard. It's a national license. So in the case of the third tier, which is the IATA standard, you can have multiple branches within Nigeria if you already got the license in Nigeria. You can have several branches within Nigeria, and each of those your branches can issue tickets irrespective of the head branch or a new branch that is being set up. So that is actually how it works. So that is the standard. So in the case of the standard steel, you can't sell Soto. You can only sell Soti. So when we say Soti, what does Soti means? Now, just like I said, Soto stands for sold outside, ticketed outside. So Soti stands for sold outside, ticketed inside. Do you see that now? You are buying a ticket for someone to go to London, but you are issuing it within your country of license. If it's outside your country of license, you won't be able to do that. So that is what SOTI stands for. So when you are holding the gold standard and the IATA standard license or the gold standard, it's also called gold standard or standard license. You can have multiple branches in your country of registration or incorporation, and each of those your branches can issue tickets, and you can sell SOTI. But the last is the Go Global or the IATA Global. So now I'm talking about the IATA Global. It's a license that enables you to sell tickets in any part of the world. So you can sell both Soto and Soti. You can sell in Germany, you can sell in Japan, you can sell in the US, you can issue tickets in any part of the world. And that is the highest form of the IATA license. The Go Global or the IATA Global is the highest form. Now, what are the similarities between the Go Standard and the Go Global? Each of those people enjoys the BSP plan. I remember BSP earlier I did say that it's Bill Settlement Plan. So now a Go Standard and a Go Global can issue ticket from IATA without paying a dime. They can even issue tickets on credit, and IATA will bear the brunt, waiting and hoping that they refund or pay them up in the future time. So that is that for the Go Global. So Go Global license enables you to sell both Soto and Soti. You can sell tickets in any part of the world, irrespective of geographical location, irrespective of language, irrespective of nationality, irrespective of currency. You can just get to issue tickets anytime, any day, and in anywhere. And the good news is everyone who is on the Transfer White label has that privilege to sell tickets in any part of the world because we are holding a global license and our license covers for all of our participating partners. That's why every time you issue ticket, the ticket comes out in your own business name and your client goes to airport and nobody places questions or asks questions or challenges them. That what is this agency? Irrespective of that, the reason is because via our partnership, our global standard covers you to sell in any part of the world and get a ticket issued in your own business name, your business informations. You sell at your own rate by adding your own markup. You sell in any currency in the world, and you can sell to all languages and tribes. That actually makes you universal. That globalizes your brand because when you issue your ticket to someone in China, they see your business name on it, NAVS Global. Pangs Travel Hub. They get to see your business name every time they buy ticket from you, whether in China, whether in Japan, in Hong Kong, in the United Arab Emirates, in Qatar, Oman, name it. So that to some extent gives you a global face. So the reason why you can do all of this is because together as a team, we are holding the Go Global license. We sell universally and we sell to any part of the world without restrictions because we got you, IATA got us. So that makes it so amazing. So without taking much of our time now, that is the much we are going to take on IATA. there will be PDFs. PDFs already there are available PDFs on the Ayata Bible, so you can easily get that. So now we are going to delve into the section where you are going to learn how to get the Ayata license. We are going to use Nigeria as a case study for people who are actually joining outside Nigeria. You can still replicate same for your own nationality. Now, to register for Ayata TIDS, let's start with the list. You need the following. You need a business incorporation, not business name. You need to be a company and not a venture. So you need a business incorporation. So if you are here, you want Ayata license, first go get your business incorporated. That's the first step to the catch. Now, furthermore, the next view to it is you need a business bank account. So if you are here, you do businesses, still take payments in your business name, sorry, in your personal account, be it current or whatever account, is not valid. For you to actually get to take payment universally, for you to actually come on board, you need a business bank account because you have to operate as a business and not a person. Now, furthermore, you must have a minimum value of 1 million share capital. Yeah. Now, next, you don't need NCAA. NCAA is only needed for Go Light, Go Standard, and Go Global. But as long as it's CIDS, those are just the requirements. Now, for Go Global, you actually need a minimum share capital of that. Sorry, Go Light, which is an easy pay plan. You need a minimum share capital of 30 million share capital, correct? And you don't need security deposits. But if you are doing standard, you need a minimum share capital of 30 million and you need security deposit of 20 million Nigerian naira. And if you are doing Go Global, you need your business incorporated in at least more than 3 nations in the world. And you need a holding capital, minimum share capital of $50 million. And you need a security deposit of $50,000. So the Go Global is way expensive. The reason why it's way expensive is because of the deposit. $50,000 is huge, and you need your business to be incorporated in at least more than 2 nations. So you got a business in Nigeria, you need a business in the West, you need an incorporation also in the West. And in this section, we have talked about how you can also incorporate your business. We did say for those who want to incorporate outside the shores of Africa, maybe in the West, like the United States or United Kingdom or Canada, can easily reach out. So for you to operate at the global stage, you need a minimum share capital of $50 million, not Naira this time, for the global license, and you need a minimum deposit of $50,000 as a security deposit with Ayata because people buy from you all over the world, and that will actually spur you to actually get more people on board on your platform. So that is just what you need. But for TIDS, you only need a business incorporation, you only need a business bank account, and that's all. For Ayata Go Light, you need a business bank account, you need a business incorporation, you need a 1 million nominal share capital on your registration, and you need NCAA. NCAA applies for Go Light, Go Standard, and Go Global. And NCAA stands for Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. The registration is 80,000 Nigerian naira. You can go to their platform and get yourself registered or walk into the offices in Lagos or Abuja. So in doing that, you can actually get yourself registered. So tonight in this section, by your time there in Nigeria, let's get on to a few practicals. And though we still have about 38 minutes left, I just wish we would judiciously utilize this time so that we can actually get to see how to sign up for the Ayata. So the first step is to visit the Ayata website. It is a general belief that you can log into Ayata website from Nigeria. That's not true. Anybody can register Ayata in any part of the world. Just anybody. And the website for it is ayata.org. Ayata.org. So I'll be leaving that in the chat box so that you too can click and see how well you can register. So I'll share my screen in a bit. Let me leave this in the chat box so that you can see how to rest. You too can click. It's easy peasy. So as I'm doing it here, you too can be doing it where you are. Don't know. It seems the chat box is locked. I can't type. Okay, but it's fine. Ayata.org. Okay, I can now. I can. So ayata.org is actually the link. Ayata. Okay, you got the link in the chat box. Ayata.org. That's the link. So let's go to share my screen. So I'll share my screen so that we get to register, but someone is going to help us out so that the practical will be within or some kind of in-house practicals. I don't know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, now great. So my
Yeah.
screen is visible. That's awesome. So now this is the official website of IATA, International Air Apologies. This is the official website of IATA. So can you see? Easy peasy. Now, what I want to do, I'll do the steps, then somebody picks it up there and we finish up. So when you click ayata.org, you get to see this part of the screen where I am now. So for you to get started, the first approach is this. Watch programs and policies. These are IATA programs, policies, publications are sort of their press, services, travel agency program, the different services they register. Now training, for those who want to take courses and diploma, classroom schedule, you can take diplomas, see training centers, see their pricing, instructors, see the certificates. So it's easy peasy. And if you want to actually organize corporate training, you can do that. Training partners, you can see that. Exams, you feel you want to take IATA exams, you can also do that. So it's easy peasy. But what we want to be doing today is we actually want to learn how to sign up. So when you come to the IATA website, all you need is go to services, community travel agency program. What you can see is travel industry designator. So that's the TIDS. It's free. You don't need anything. So let's get on. Let's get the first phase. I'll click on this. So when you did click, you are going to see everything you need. But for time, we are not going to read. So let us scroll down. You see apply for TIDS now. I'll click on it. Okay, yeah. It's saying that you need letter of recommendation. Yeah, sure. For those who want to apply, we'll give you free letter of recommendation. So you need letter of recommendation from an IATA airline, GDS, or other major industry supplier. So we can give you that. So these are the requirements. Legal form of business ownership. So you should have your CAC, article of incorporation, copy of business registration, tax registration, your TIN, applicable business registration number, great. Bank letter or statement of accounts in the name of the business. I did say that. Letter of recommendation, we give that. Government issue license for sale of travel related subsidy applicant, for example, applicant in Canada, blah, blah, blah. Now, signed copy of the TIDS terms and conditions. Now, if you watch on this list, you have everything. Let's go now. CAC, you got that. One and two, you got. Letter of recommendation will give you for free. Now, signed copy of TIDS terms and condition. You can download that, then go through it and sign. So there is it. You can download it. Let me download it. So the convener will share that with us, or you too can do it. It's not rocket science. I just clicked and it happens. So you need to sign that. So if you find out for most part of the requirements here, you actually meet them. You truly, to all extent, have what it takes to get the first tier, which is a TIDS. So now, the next thing now is, let's say you got all of that. Go down, it says start your application now. Can you see when you click easy peasy? So it's telling you to log in or sign up. So for those who don't have accounts, all you need to do is for you to sign up. So because I have accounts already, I'll only sign up. So I'll be picking someone at random who is using a laptop to join this meet to actually create an Ayata account on behalf of the class so that we all can actually log in and see how the Ayata console looks like. Okay, let me get back to the section now so that I can stop sharing my screen. Sorry, if you are using a laptop to join this meet, can you kindly identify so that you can actually help us with the signing up? Is there anyone using laptop to join the meet? Is there anyone who can actually help us out? Let's say you are using a laptop to join the meet. Okay, great. Now okay. Let's use Mrs. Akintola Joanne. Mrs. Akintola Joanne, greetings and how are you today, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, greetings. Yeah. So you will kindly share your screen and go to ayata.org. Then I'll guide you from there so that you can sign up. Let everybody have an idea how it looks like to set up your own free Ayata TIDS account. So I'll stop sharing my screen so you kindly will just visit ayata.org and share your screen so that we take it from there. Thanks.
Okay, I'm trying to see how I can share my screen. I think that's actually what I've been having
Okay.
issues with sharing my screen. That's been my challenge. It's not going through. So I don't know if it's blocked or something.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So maybe we just use Mr. Temidayo Sunday. Mr. Temidayo Sunday, can you help us out on this?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay, great now. So kindly share your screen, then visit ayata.org. Let all of us get onto the registration so that we can actually learn how to do that. We got 29 more minutes left, so let's try to appropriate our time. As
Hello, can everyone see my screen?
yeah, we can now.
All right.
You are not saying anything.
I think I can see screen. Are there other persons who are seeing the screen, please?
I can see the screen.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I can see the screen, but I just joined.
Okay, that's nice now. Welcome.
So can I start all over again, or I should just continue from where I am right now?
Yeah, kindly continue because of time, since it's a recorded section, so other persons can still go back to the video.
Oh, okay. So I believe you can see my screen, sir.
Yeah, I
Hello,
can see
sir.
your screen. Yeah, I can. I
Okay, but
can.
it's still loading. Still. All right.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Temida, can you actually reach out for your mail and see if you have gotten a mail? Mr. Temida, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you, sir. So I'm checking my mail right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, that's fine.
Nothing yet, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's just wait for a moment to see if it will load. I don't just want to believe it's your network.
I don't know, but I have a good network here anyway, but I don't know why it's taking this long.
Okay. I actually want to see if it's actually coming from your region. So I want to visit the same website from Nigeria using VPN. So if I can't log in, then it's most likely a restriction on Nigeria. So all you need to do is to use VPN. But first, let me ascertain that.
All right, sir.
So I'm about logging in now from Nigeria using VPN to see if the issue is actually Nigerian proxies. So Mr. Temidayo, any luck? Have you been okay? It's still not going beyond that.
I also just try another network now, using Airtel line, but still the same thing on another system. So
Okay.
I think
Mr. Wells, why don't you just do it for us? We'll catch up from there.
Okay, now the issue is my location
it's on it as well.
is
So
a little bit different. Yeah, it's a little bit different from your region. So I will easily get free access in most things, right? Because here in the US,
This is a demonstration class.
So
This
I
is a
just, but I'm
demonstration.
actually, I've used a VPN to connect as a Nigerian. I think I'm having the same issue. Yeah, we'll sure do it, but I just want someone to do it first. If you can't do it, then I'll just do it from my end. But from my own end, I might get free access because I am actually viewing it from the standpoint of a US network, and there's absolutely little or no restriction as touching my region. So let's just appeal a few moments. If he can't do it in the next few 3 minutes, we get to do that now.
Hello, sir. Please, what Aita code can we use for the registration? So you're going to give us a code.
No, there's no code to read. Just use your email and just your email.
Okay.
Is it a personal
There is no
email
code. It's
or
just a
the?
website address, ayata.org.
Sorry, Mr. Wells. Is it the personal email or the company's email?
You can use any mail for now, just as a since just a class, demo. You can use any email of your choice. But if you're registering for, real settings, you have to use your company email, according to Mr. White. Hello, star. It's still the same thing. It's still loading. So, okay, maybe we should from your end, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
We
sir.
can hear.
It's still the same thing, sir. I think maybe you can try
Okay,
from
it's
the
fine.
end,
Let me
sir.
just do it from my end. Yeah, let me just do it from here. Because I did try it. While I was disconnected, I used a VPN to see if I can get it from Nigeria. But the truth is, if you actually want to get it as a stands now, it seems you guys will be needing VPN because I don't know how well. Because I also tried from the Nigerian VPN address and it still did not roll. So this is how it will be. For those who actually want to get it, maybe you get a VPN. And a popular VPN you can use is not recommending, but if you can use any VPN, it works. Any VPN works for it, just for you to change your base so that it will assume or appear you are not in the country at the time. So Temida, do you have a VPN?
Yes,
Sorry,
but the one I
Temida,
have is
can
on
you?
my is on my phone. Well, I'm using system,
Okay,
so I
okay,
don't I
okay.
don't have the system. But I can do that on
Okay,
my
it's
phone
fine.
anyway.
Let me just get to do it from here. So from where it is now, let me just get share my screen. I will be using your email so that you can actually check. So maybe you stop sharing while I
All right, sir.
share, right? Thanks. So I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Can you just help spell out your email? Think about Clio. Temidayo, can you just help me out with your email so that we help run it from a while you
Yeah,
get the confirmation? Okay,
K
great.
K N
Awesome.
I O E
Yeah, yeah.
20 at yahoo.com.
Okay, great.
ClearAirways.com.
So yeah, it's opened now. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
can see it.
okay, so this is my candid advice. I'll be leaving a link so you guys can actually download a free VPN that you guys can be using, especially if you want to get your IATA registration. So I don't know, maybe Nigerians have some restrictions as to gaining access. So when you get here now, let's enter his name. Let's say his name is Temidayo. Then his last name Sunday. Temidayo, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, your business is registered in Nigeria. So next. So can you see now? Well, how are you registering? You are registering as a traveling agent, right? Other segment, what segments? Okay, let's say. So what segments are you registering as? You just scroll down. So, but for TIDS, what applies is airline supplier, right? So next. So now the next thing now is your login details have been sent to your email, Temidayo, and sorry, Clio20 at yahoo.com. So you have your login details there. So now you continue from your end, click on that link and log in with the details so that we can gain access to the dashboard. So I'll stop sharing my screen at this point. But first, Temidayo, can you confirm if you received the mail?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen while you share. Then when you do now, so that we can actually see how the screen looks like. So for everyone
Okay.
who is taking part in today's section, previous sections before this time, a whole lot of the past participants who participated were able to register live, but I don't know what's happening with the Nigerian system as it seems today. Or maybe Temidayo got a bad network. I don't know. But I did try using a VPN to log in from Nigeria. I couldn't, or I could not also gain access. But when I actually get back to my normal system on the normal VPN
What is it?
and with no VPN,
Hello, sir. Please, for those that who are able to register, how do we log in?
from Bluetooth. So it's advised you actually want to do that, and that will suffice for your registration. So I'll stop sharing my screen. The login details go back to your mail. So now Temida is going to share a screen where we are going to see the email he got. Then he clicks on the link that's provided, enter with the login details that was also given to him. Then he will gain access to the Ayata backend. So Temida, can you proceed, please?
Hello, can you see my screen now?
Great. Sure, we can.
All right. From mail. Sir, can you see my screen? Can I proceed now?
Sure, you can. So now create your password. Just use 128. You'll be changing. Okay, yeah, fine, great. Yeah, it's better this way. Just create a password and come back to it. Can you show us another screen so that you can create a password? So, okay, yeah, it's fine that way. Yeah, great. No, you don't have to show us. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's okay. You can still change it. So you can click on see password. Okay, that's correct. So, but to say the password must have a symbol, must have uppercase. So you can just use Clio 123 full stop forward slash. Clio capital K. And it must be 10 characters. So maybe Clio Airways 123 full stop forward slash. Yeah, it has to be 10 characters. Temidayo, can you hear me? It has to be 10 characters. So if you get to use Clio Airways, beginning with capital K, 123, full stop forward slash, it should work. No, you need to put full stop at least. So do that also for confirming password. Okay, if everything is correct, you should be able to. So if everything is good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, so you're trying to log in. Just give it a few time.
Sorry, the 10 character, is it password or username?
Okay, no, your username is Clio20@yahoo.com. Why the Clio Airways 123 full stop is actually your password. So just do skip for now so that I can just use your screen to explain. Can you just scroll down? So now, hold on. Let me just get say a few now. So where we are now is actually the Ayata dashboard. These are the backend looks like. So from here, you can actually get started to getting your registration done. So what Cleo will do now is he will go to request access so that he can start with the TIDS. If he wants to take online trainings, he goes to the training platforms. He needs books, he goes to the Ayata bookstore. He needs payments link to make payment and all he gets that. So Cleo, now scroll down, go to request access. Can you just scroll down a bit? No, go up. You've gone too far. Can you just kindly go up, up? Yeah, up a bit. Stop. Request access. Can you see request access? No, request access down, down. Favorite services. You see request access. Have you seen that? Great. So click on that. So when it's done loading, you scroll down, scroll down. Okay, now so click on Ayata accreditation and changes. Request service. Ayata accreditation and yeah. Request service. Okay, it's asking you to complete your profile. So you complete your profile, but what happens is if you get to complete your profile, enter your company name and all, the first step to getting started is the Ayata TIDS. So for as many who we have to do this, now where he is now, you practically at the time might not be able to sign up. All you need to do is go get yourself a VPN, and I recommended Tonebia. It's free, you don't have to pay for it. You can download it as a Chrome extension for your Chrome browser. And when you have that done, you will be able to actually sign up. Then when you sign up, fill in your details, you get a registration email. Now from the email, you can actually proceed to actually log in where you create your password and where is. So all you need to do now is, can you just complete category? Click on category.
I've done that, sir.
Okay, but I can't see your screen. Okay, select an option. So you can use consultancy fame for now, just for the purpose of practical. Or you use GDS. Go up, let me just explain the GDS there. Global Distribution System. So you can see there's GDS there. You'll see that now. You can select that. Now, company name, you enter your company name. Clear Airways or whatever is on your CAC. Just scroll down. So click search to see if there's a name registered like you. So create new account now. So go down. So you enter your company. Yeah, you're still doing the right thing, company name, VAT number, but it said optional. So you can still enter clear and any limited, I guess. So next step, you can leave VAT and website. If you go website, you can add it, but it's still optional. It's not elastic. So take it down. So you enter your address and ensure you're entering address that you actually have utility bill for, right? Because you still have to upload your utility bill. So what state are you operating in Nigeria? You enter that state, your city, just select random state. You can still edit these informations.
What next time?
You can do next step if you feel that's the right address. It's not necessarily it has to be visible. So enter business phone number, your role. Can you kindly not use your real numbers because this video will be uploaded on YouTube so that you don't get calls from random people.
Hope they are not going to send any code to the number.
No, I don't think so.
All right then. Sir, are you following, sir?
Sure, I'm with you. I'm with you. So enter your job title. Sorry.
Submit,
So
right?
you can submit. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can you see, sir?
Sure, I can.
So what's the next thing, sir?
So go back to service. Go back to service. So take it down now. So okay, now enable this service. Yeah, enable this service.
What's the next thing, sir? Hello, sir. Are you there, sir?
Service.
I should click on what, sir?
I can't see your screen. Can you just show me your screen? So click on go to service. After accreditation and changes, go to service.
Sir, I'm there, sir.
Okay, now scroll down. Can you just scroll down? Okay, now, so what you need to do at the time is apply for a new head office. So, but this registration will lead you to Ayata Go Light, not the TIDS. Go up a bit. So when you click apply for a new head office, you are starting your Go Live journey. So when you click the forms open, you fill all your information and get all your documents ready. So that is actually how the entirety of the process works. So from where he is now, if he clicks, he's applying for a new head office, like a new account for his branch. So once he's done doing that now, he signs and submits all the necessary documents. Then he has to wait for approval, which usually takes 2 weeks, which is about 14 business days. So once that is done, then he gets his Ayata certificate and his TIDS, sorry, and his Ayata Go Light number. Then from his portal, he can subscribe for the Ayata Go Light, which he'll be given the Go Easy Pay card from where he can be using to issue tickets. So I think on this part now, we just get to take a few questions because I've stayed beyond schedule so that I can actually get back to work. So if you got a few questions, so sorry, Mr. Timidao, thanks so much for the time. I'm so grateful. Thanks for your effort to actually get us to this point. Big thanks to you. We are grateful on behalf of every participant in the section. So if you've got a few questions to ask or you want to ask questions or you got a question, maybe you can just kindly signify by raising up your hand so that opportunity can just be given to just 2% because I just have to leave the meet. Mr. Temida, do you have a question? Mr. Temidayo, you raising your hand.
That was before now, sir.
Okay, that's great. So at this point, do we have questions? Let's take 1 or 2 questions before we leave, or before I get to leave the meet. No questions for the section. Okay, we got one person.
About the links that you say you're going to drop for us.
Okay. Okay, yeah, the convener we get to share that with us so that everybody can actually take it from there.
That's for the VPN, sir.
The
VPN.
VPN.
Yeah, the free
Okay, the
one.
VPN now.
Yeah, that is what. Yeah.
And Tonebie, for those who are using Google Chrome,
I have
I don't know if
there.
you can
Okay.
go to your
I have
Chrome
I have
extension.
there.
So go to Chrome extension, then it's free. You just go to Chrome extension, go to Chrome Web Store, search for Tonebie, then it will come up. Just install it. That's all.
Tunnel.
I don't know if that suffices. Tunnel. Okay, let me leave that in the chat box.
Tunnel.
Okay, tunnel. Free VPN. Tonebie. So that's the name. So free VPN Tonebie is the name. So it's so sad that you can't log in from Nigeria anymore. And few weeks back the line, when we had a section on Ayata, I think a whole lot of the participants did that effortlessly from their system without the use of VPN. But I don't know what came of. I don't know, but it's just so sad we have to start using VPN. So, but go download it. It's free. Install it on your Chrome. For those who are using Google Chrome, if you're using Microsoft and Explorer, the same applies to Microsoft Explorer. If you're using Mozilla, it's also there. Just go to extension, settings, extension, then extension, web store, then web store search for Tonebie. Then you are going to get it, then install it for free. So for times you want to sign up for the Ayata registration, let's say ayata.org, all you need to do is for you to click and turn on your VPN so that you can be in the US. So when you get to do that, then you can proceed with the registration. So, Mr. Temidayo, for you, maybe you go over now and correct your details because you got some information that were entered wrongly. So after doing that, you can as well change your password to for maximum security. And it's so sad also now that for every time you want to log in, you need VPN. Yeah, it's sad. So, or if you want to log in, you need VPN apparently because if you don't get VPN from the login console section, you might not be able to log in. So just keep your VPN with you always for every time you actually want to log in or get one or two stuff done on the Ayata console, pending when maybe Nigerians will be the bar will be lifted against the Nigerian geolocation IP, enabling us Nigerians who are way back at home to be able to log in with ease without necessarily requiring VPN. So thanks once again, distinguished participant, for your time. Thank you all for making it all out to be here. Your patience, listening, giving us listening ears and paying the best of attention. So I think today marks the end of our section. Although we are having another section, is a free section for white label users. So as many of you who got white label and the white label suite, day to be communicated, we are going to have a section on how to use the white label and how to use that to democratize travels. So thanks everyone for making it all out from the beginning of the section to this very time. A big thank you to everybody. To the convener, we say big thanks for bringing amazing stuff our way all the time. And we just want to believe that we'll get more and more sections to still participate together. The convener, we hope to have you bring more amazing sections our way, and I'll be so glad to jump into them and also participate adequately. And to the participant, thank you for being there. Thank you for sparing out your time. I do understand the economy way back in the country is quite tough and very difficult. But amidst all, you still made out time to learn, to join our section, to participate with us. So a big thank you to you for making it all out. And to Mr. Franklin, sorry, you were supposed to be given the white label, but it seems you got a white label already. And that was the reason why there was no white label gift for you anymore. Now, for Mrs. Akintola Joan, congratulations. In the course of the section, you got a white label for free. So thank you for being
Thank you
there always.
so
And to
much.
everybody, yeah, you're most
I am.
welcome. And to everyone, a big thank you. And still don't forget, our DMs are open. If you run into any trouble of any kind regarding information, regarding acquisition, or wanting further inquiry or clarity, do not hesitate to reach us. We're always there to answer and give solutions to all of your dark patches. Till I get to come your way again, bye-bye.
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir. Mr. White. Sorry. Please, can I continue from
Thank
where I stopped in the Aita customer portal?
Yeah, but first I would advise you edit your details. Most of the details you entered were not correct.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that. I'll do that. Thanks so much, sir.
Once you continue, and if you need IATA recommendation later, don't fail to reach out to us. We give that for free. So because you'll be needing a recommendation from an IATA license or IATA holding agent, so you can reach out to us. We are going to recommend you that you have
Okay,
the
sir.
best agencies around Nigeria and that they should give you the license at every possible means.
All right, sir. Thanks so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks. And to Nigeria, I pray God bless Nigeria. I pray God helps
We
Tinubu to lead
appreciate you.
us right. Yeah, I do too, yeah, too. And I pray for a stable Nigeria economy because even the heat and the effect is also getting here because every now and then people keep calling, complaining, and but I do pray Nigeria will enjoy the best of government with good economy. And so our Naira will gain our place again and still gain some strength. So till I come your way, to Mr. Godwin, to Mrs. Joanne, everyone, Navs Global, Peng, Stra, Queen Daniel, everybody, the ones I could mention, Timidayo, everyone, thank you for being there. So till I get to come your way again, see you on the brighter side.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye
thank
bye,
you,
sir.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thanks. And bye.